Android supports a number of different text input types. If you create a text field in which someone is intended to enter a phone number, an address, or some numerical data, you can set the text input type on the text field to have the keyboard automatically restrict what characters it presents to the user. I was working on something for which I needed to ensure that the user was only entering emoji. Unfortunately, there is not an input type to restrict the user to emoji. So how do I assure that that's all that they can enter? I could implement my own keyboard that only displays the emoji characters, but there's a number of reasons I didn't want to implement such a thing. There's a number of possible solutions for this. The one that I chose was to make a custom text input field and set an input filter on it. This makes a class that derives from the input filter class, and there's a single method on that class that needs to be overridden, and that method is named filter. The filter method receives a text sequence along with some other information about it. And if we want to allow a value to be assigned to the text field, the function can just return null. If it returns null, then whatever value was sent in for testing will be assigned to the text field. Now, if we don't approve of the string that gets passed to us being assigned to the text field, all we have to do is return some other string. We could replace characters, we could remove characters, but whatever we return is what will actually be assigned to the text field. In my implementation for this function, I just step through each character one at a time, and then I check to see the class of each character. If the character is not of an acceptable class, I just return an empty string. Now, for your purposes, you might want it to do something different, such as strip characters. Now, to figure out the character class, there is a static method on character called getType. And when I call getType, it's going to return an integer value. Now I can compare this integer value to a number of different constants that are also defined within the character class that will tell me the type of character that I'm looking at. To know that it's an emoji or some type of symbol, then I just need to see if the numeric value that is returned is equal to surrogate or other symbol. That way I at least know that I've got either an emoji or something that's emoji adjacent. So with this being defined, I can go ahead and actually create my custom input field. And to do that, I just create a new class that's derived from an edit text class. You can see that I redeclare the constructors here, but the only thing that really matters is what I'm doing within the initialization area. You can see here I'm assigning the filter that's being used to my emoji filter. Now, another way you could implement this is you could stick with a regular class, but then within code, make sure that you assign a filter to that instance. I prefer to do it this way so that within the layout, this is already defined and I don't have to go and write additional code for it. But that's it. With this put in place, now whenever the user is trying to enter information into this field, this will only accept emoji. So now I am assured that anything that I get from this will either be a string of emoji or it will be an empty string, but I don't have to worry about it having other characters. So if you like this content and would like to see more like it, be sure to follow me on Instagram, which is at instagram.com/J2INET. You can also find me on YouTube under a similar name, youtube.com/J2INET. And of course, you can find this information in written form at my blog, which is at j2i.net. Until next time.